Hello everyone, Throttle-On John here. I'm with this really nice 2019 Toyota RAV4. I purchased this new in 2019 and it has been a great car. Just kind of want to give an update. I did an oil change video on this years ago when I first bought the car, and just thought, we've got around 40,000 miles on this car now. Just wanted to do a quick review on it. I'm doing an oil change, so I thought I would just, I'm going to do a differential service on the front and rear differential. So if you want to watch that, feel free to like and subscribe. But anyway, this car, I have to say, has been flawless. So I'm going to put it up on the lift. I'm changing the oil. I have a how-to video on that, so feel free to watch that. But this is more a video of how has this car held up over the last 40,000 miles of ownership. Have I had any problems? Would I buy one again? So let's look around. Let's see what we think. I drove this car personally for 4 years, and then my daughter drove it after that, and she's a little harder on it than I was, but it's held up well. Haven't had any problems. But let's look under it, see if we have any oil leaks or any issues have surfaced. The interior has held up extremely well. It has that kind of feels, I call it pleather. I know that's not the name of it, but it's kind of a vinyl-y, leathery. No, it's not real leather stuff, but I'm okay with that because it's tough. It wipes out easy. It's been great. I mean, very high quality interior. Door panels, everything closes nice and tight. And see the front is held up well. She's got her cords and things in here. It's held up just perfect. And I've driven it. It drives nice. No shaking in the rotors or anything. I put different tires on it. The Falcon Wild Peaks. They've been really, really good. The Trail Edition, they're kind of snow rated. And this car gets better fuel economy with those than the BFG TAKOs that I was running, and they're quiet, so, and they still give traction. But let's get this car up in the air and see how it looks underneath. Oh, one more point that needs to be made. This car, I always thought the cruise control, the adaptive cruise control is a nice feature, and I got the safety package on here that came with that and some other safety features, but I never dreamt that it would keep my daughter from getting in an accident. So what happened with this was she was going to she's 17, new driver, but has been driving a little bit. She went to a concert and was coming back from the concert in Portland area, lots and lots of traffic. And she said she looked over her shoulder to do a lane change and check the mirror, do a last minute, flip of the head just to make sure nobody's in her blind spot. When she looked before she turned her head back around to look forward again, everybody had come to a screeching halt. You know how that can happen on those multi-lane, highways, freeways. Everybody had come to a screeching stop. And she said before she could hit the brake, this car had applied the brakes and stopped the car, kicked in the ABS system, everything, stopped the car, and she was inches away from the car in front of her. These little sensors were doing their job, or in the mirror, there's a camera up there, and I don't understand completely how it works, and I don't need to, because something like that I'm not going to work on. I'm going to take it to a professional, something safety related like that. But this car kept her from having a front-end collision. So that's huge. That's, that needed to be said. Another thing that I needed to talk about was this all-wheel drive system is incredible. It is incredible. I had multiple mornings where I'd drive to work. It was snowy and icy. And one morning when you see the snow, that doesn't alarm me, because you know how to react. Most of us know, hey, if it's snowy and icy, be a little careful, okay? This car's all-wheel drive system is so good, and braking system is so good. It's hard to make it do anything fun. When I say fun, when you're trying to make it do it. slide around. It just doesn't do it. The traction control is that good. So is the braking system, which is what you want. Now, one morning I was going to work and I noticed the car seemed to come unsettled a little bit. I thought maybe I was dizzy or something because it just barely moved. And then I started looking and there was black ice. The road had a slight sheen to it, but it was black. And there was nobody around on the sides of the roads, behind her, in front of me. So I thought, I'm going to just lightly put on the brakes. I put on the brakes, slight slide for a second, and then it caught it, and it was perfectly sorted it. So then I jammed on the brakes. I'm going to see if I can make this thing do something. Nothing. It came to a stop, slid for a second, immediately caught it, and I was on black ice. I got to work. I could barely walk. It was so slick. Incredible. And then also when I took off in that same scenario, I kind of jammed on the gas to see if that traction control could sort it out, and it did. It sorted it. When I say sorted it, it wouldn't let the car come unsettled. So I guess where I'm going with all this is, and we've taken this car skiing multiple times, it's safe. It's a super safe car. It not only caught a head-on, potential head-on my daughter rear-ending a car in front of her, it stopped that, but it also, when you're on inclement surfaces, it sorts it out. And I drove this car for 4 years before I gave it to her, and it has been such a good car, 3.5, 4 years. And we bought it in early 2019. Actually, I think maybe at the end of December of 2018. It was a 2019 model. So all that, it's reliable, it's held up well, it drives nice, it's a nice car to drive, decent fuel economy. On the highway, we'll get 23, 24, and excuse me, that's around town. And on the highway, we'll get 35. I've gotten 37 miles per gallon in this before, and that's an all-wheel drive car, just gasoline. This doesn't have the hybrid system, and a pretty big car, quite frankly. It's not a small car. It's not huge, but it's not a teeny. I wouldn't call it a compact car either. So between the safety, the reliability, ease of maintenance, how the interior is holding up, it's just a quality car. I can't say enough good things about the RAV4. So, and this is that 2019 to 2024, 25 generation. The body's held up well, the car's held up well, mechanically it's holding up well. There's no rattles and things inside of it, no wind noise. I've just been, you can tell I'm happy. And I have no affiliation with Toyota or selling Toyotas. I just know a good product when I see one. And I'm not going to go around my shop here. I have other cars, and I'll pull them out and there'll be an oil leak and they're relatively new and it's just something seeping, not worth fixing. And it just is, I don't know. I know it can be done differently because Toyota does. So all that being said, would I buy it again? Absolutely. And there's my rationale. I hope this helps somebody looking for a RAV4. I hope it was useful in maybe making your decision. You might pay more for a Toyota, but I feel like you get it back with the trouble-free miles that you get to drive it. If that's worth it to you, then get one. If saving a few extra dollars for something that maybe doesn't drive as far or needs more repairs is what you're after, then I get that. I've been there. I've been there at points in my life, so I understand that and respect that 100%. Years ago, I wanted a pickup, and I wanted a Toyota, but they were so expensive at the time. I ended up getting a different brand, and it was fine. It worked. It had a few problems in the transmission and things that I kind of unfortunately halfway expected, but the price point was right, and at that time, that's what mattered. So I get it, but now I'd rather save a little longer or what have you, and get a quality car that is trouble-free and holds up over time. Okay, well, there you have it. Hope this helps. Struts are holding up good, and shocks, no leaking, no oil leaking or anything down them. So here we are under the car, walking to the front right wheel. CV boots look good, look perfect. No issues there. No undue corrosion. I don't really see any corrosion, honestly, and this is in wet all the time. And that strut's good. That's just shading on the shock body there under the strut. It isn't oil. Man, no corrosion. This looks really good. And no oil underneath here. I'll pull this cover off for the oil change. Exhaust is holding up good. It's not corroding either. It looks to be high quality. Here's the rear diff. I'll do a video on changing out the fluid. Here's the viscous coupler. Kind of a magnetically controlled coupler for the all-wheel drive. It's electronically controlled. You can see there's the electronics going into it to tell it what to do. No leaking back here. No corrosion. That shock looks good. No oil leaking. Shock looks good over here. No oil leaking. This exhaust looks good. It's not corroding or anything. It's holding up really well. No leaking around the differentials. I'm excited to change oil in these guys. One thing about Toyota is they're built well. If you service them, they'll go and go and go. Yeah, I'm seeing no issues, like zero. So let's pull this little cover since we're doing an oil change and inspect up and under the motor. So kind of what I would expect from a Toyota. Look, we have no oil leaks. There's the front differential. There's the drain plug. There's the fill plug over there. That'll be really easy to service. We'll do a video on that soon. I just need to get some washers for the fill and drain plug. I want to replace those when I do it. There could be an O-ring in there, but I'm not sure. I'll check that out. Wow, I'm happy to report there's nothing to report. And that's what's so nice. I have other cars. It seems like every time there's oil seeping, nothing that needs maybe to be worked on, but the Toyota, they just seem to hold up so good. Yeah, nothing to report. No oil leaks, no corrosion. I may be doing a brake job on this sooner rather than later so that it doesn't, looks like there's plenty of pad left, but I just don't want to get to where we're got issues. Brakes are important. I find kids brake a little harder than I do. And that's okay. That's because they've never done a brake job. Okay. Well, I'm happy to report this car is holding up really, really well. We've got no issues, so I'm going to proceed with the oil change, and then I'll go up top and look around the engine bay when I'm filling up with oil, but nothing to report. I've taken these tires and wobbled them up and down and side to side. There's no play. This car has no unusual sounds when I drive it. It's still nice and tight. Doesn't rattle. And that's Toyota quality. They're 40,000 miles and, very uneventful miles. Uneventful in the sense that there's been no issues, which is what I like and what we've come to expect out of a Toyota. One of the things I like best is these things are just so easy to work on. I mean, a 14 millimeter almost on every Toyota, and you'll be getting the oil out of your car. It's that easy. And they're just easy to take care of yourself if you want to. And Toyotas are built good, but you do need to maintain them. I mean, like any car, you need to maintain. Okay, there we go. I've been changing the oil on this every 3,000 to 5,000 miles, depending on usage. Every 5,000 miles or 6 months is a good oil change interval. We're like at a little under, we're about at 4,000 miles now, but we're getting close to 6 months, so I thought I would change it. So there we have it, a new Toyota filter on there. Plug is in, everything looks great. Feel free to like and subscribe. I'm also going to do a transmission service on this. I think swapping the fluid out around 30 to 60,000 miles is good on these, and I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to do a fluid change and a front and rear differential service, changing the fluid out on that. That looks so easy. I love how Toyotas are well built, but they're also, my experience has been, they're just easy to service. You got a drain plug here in that front diff, a fill plug right there. I mean, it's easy to access. You remove that little access window and I can do all the work there myself. And anyway, anyway, let's finish up this oil change. Again, this is an oil change video. It's just kind of a how is this vehicle holding up. And we'll do a coolant change on this vehicle on a future date too. So just, if you service a Toyota, they're well built, but if you service them, they'll go a long time. This car is just holding up great. No rust, nothing. So here the car is back on the ground. You can see the paint and everything is holding up well. This car has not been babied like some of maybe the cars I drive, but it's holding up good. No rattles, like I said. Interior's holding up well. The car drives good. I've driven it recently and no warpage in the rotors. It's quiet, no wind noise. Would I buy this car again? Absolutely. In fact, I did. Got a 2023 for my wife to drive and for myself to drive, and it's been great. I actually, even from one of my younger kids, I got this RAV4 here. It's a 2003 and two-wheel drive, and it's a nice little car. I've done a few little videos on it and some of the repairs I've done, but they're just they hold up so nice. So anyway, more content to come on this RAV4 action. I guess what I like about them is you drive them, you maintain them. Going back to the oil change intervals, I mean, I've been doing 5,000 miles or 6 months, which usually we don't have quite 5,000 miles on it in that 6-month time period. We're usually at like 35 to 4,000 miles. Now, if you drove more, could you maybe extend those oil intervals more miles in that 6-month period? If you're putting hundreds of miles on your cars a day, perhaps, I still would really think about it. This car doesn't use a drop of oil, and I think it's because it's maintained. It hasn't used a drop of oil, not ever. And I expect that to continue to go on for a long time. Here's how the engine bay looks after 43,000 miles or so. No leaks, no valve cover leaks. Still looking pretty clean. Every time I come in here to do an oil change, I just spray a little furniture polish, some lemon pledge. You could use like a sprayable car wax, and I just wipe around in here. I'll just wipe around, clean everything up, and when you do that every time, it just never looks nasty, and it doesn't take that much. And so I'll just wipe around. I'll spend 1 minute maybe wiping down any surface. I'm not going to take any water to this or anything like that, and then it always looks like this. It always looks nice and clean. I've changed the air filter on this a handful of times. It's always so easy to get to. You can see the coolant's full over there. Washer fluids, easy to get to. Batteries, easy to access. I just love how easy this is to work on. And people complain about engine noise, I guess, early on with this car, but I did not notice a noisy motor. Maybe I'm just not picky, but it is not. This is a very quiet, rattle-free car, so I'm very happy. So, yeah, I just noticed the fluid level is down here. That tells me that the brakes are wearing. So maybe I will swap some front pads on this. Feel free to like and subscribe. I'll record that when I do it for sure. So that tells me, as the pads are seating in on the rotors and the pads wearing away, the hydraulic system is adjusting by pushing the pads further and the pistons moving further in the caliper, and so we're those pads have definitely got some wear on them. Not anything I'm concerned about, but worth probably giving some attention to. And driving habits make all the difference I've found with that kind of thing. I anticipate slowing down, and I'm lighter on the brakes, whereas My experience has been younger drivers are a little more aggressive with the brakes. And that's a generalization, and generalizations don't hold true with everything, but that's my experience. Yeah, everything looks good. Drive belt, you know what? Yeah, it looks good, but I'll probably throw a drive belt on there at some point. It's so easy to do with these, with the serpentine belt. Yeah, I'll probably throw a belt on. Yeah, but that looks fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It doesn't need to be done. I'll get a couple more years into it and throw one on. So I just changed oil on here, but I wanted to show you, look at how clean. Of course, that's just a little cover there, covering over the valve cam. But if you look, I don't know if you can see inside the motor there, see where the flashlight's beyond that little, look at how clean this engine is. That's just the valve train, but I know if we pulled the valve cover, everything's gonna look like that. And that's just from doing oil changes like we're supposed to. It isn't that hard. And this car's so easy to service, I just don't know why you wouldn't want to. So anyway, new oil in there. I've wiped out the engine bay. I mean, this looks like it did in 2019. And just very simple maintenance. So I hope this video was useful. I hope you found it informative, and we'll be doing some maintenance on this generation of RAV4 from 2019 to roughly 2024-25. They're all very similar. I'll be doing a brake job on here, front and rear differential, transmission, fluid change, and filter change. So if you're interested in maintaining your Toyota and making it last a long time, feel free to keep watching. So would I buy this car again? Absolutely, and I did. It's just what you'd expect from Toyota. You run it, you drive it, and it drives like a new car. This car drives like it did when I bought it in 2019. So no oil leaks, no issues, just what you want from a Toyota. All right, hope you're all doing well, and have a great day. Just kind of a PS, a final note here. I've worked on a lot of different cars. I won't mention manufacturers. This isn't to put down anybody, but these cars are just so nice to work on. And when you're working on, you can just tell there's a nice quality of how they're built, and that's what I like. To do the air filter is easy. I worked on another car where I had to disassemble this plastic contraption on top of the engine to change the air filter with 10 screws that were in plastic. With this, you just are unclipping a few clips, remove the air filter, put the new one in, clip it down. Maybe it takes me 5 minutes. I can tell servicing the front and rear diffs are going to be easy. I did an older RAV4, and it was really easy. High quality parts again. Just so easy to work on, but also nice quality. I guess that's my point. But no reason you shouldn't do work on your Toyota yourself with these basic maintenance things, unless that's not your forte. And if not, take it to a qualified mechanic. We don't want to cause trouble.